Good evening everyone, this is Srikanth Rajan and welcome back to Market Pulse video where we discuss about what happened last week and what could be expected the next week in the Indian stock market. So talking about the markets last week, the markets have entirely been very volatile and not only volatile, in fact, on a negative bias is what I would say. So in fact, on an everyday basis, we could see the markets falling and in fact on Friday, we could see the market opening big gap down, but from there a good recovery and a flattish close. So that is what we could see. In fact, the good thing is that every time it has taken a support close to 19,500. So 19,500 has not been broken. That's a great thing. But however, like I told in the previous podcast, being a short week ahead and a lot of geopolitical tension, I kind of stayed away from trades that I used to take. But of course, a long-term investment is continuing to be on. So talking about the market on Friday, as we could see the big gap down opening and the market's getting kind of slightly positive, I would say 19,500 is a very important support, continuing to be a very important support, and 20,000 on the higher side. So only thing that we need to look at is on Friday also the US markets continue to fall. Yes, so again they've fallen and have kind of looks like it is somewhere close to a bottom at this point of time. But then there are a few important events that we need to keep a track of as well. Again, after Indian markets close and after US markets close, we could see the results coming in. Majorly two major results which we were expecting. That was the Kotak Bank and the ICICI Bank. And as we have been discussing earlier also, the banks were expected to do well and they have done well. The results were really good. So that is again a icing on the cake at this point of time. Hoping that the positivity that HDFC Bank could not give to the market, hoping that these two stocks can give, because at least then probably we could see some short covering and a better move in HDFC Bank, which actually is looking in one of the most valuable situations in the at this point of time. So the way the HDFC Bank's valuation, if you look at it, actually feels very fairly valued at this point of time. In fact, very rarely has HDFC Bank been fairly valued. Many times it is overvalued. So I am actually holding a really big amount of investment in HDFC Bank. In fact, I had two stocks which was a good heavy investment in HDFC and HDFC Bank. And now with the merger, it has become HDFC Bank has become the biggest stock holding in my portfolio, and I'm absolutely okay with that. I'm kind of holding it as well. Well, this is not a stock recommendation. I'm just sharing what I'm doing, what is there in my portfolio. If this could be knowledgeable to you, you can use the knowledge as well. So that is what I'm telling. So, I'm kind of very confident on it, and I'm looking at long-term investment. So as a long-term investor, that is a completely okay stock. Well, you all know that I am not a temporary investor. I'm not a short-term investor. I am a long-term investor, and I look at value buying, and of course, I do some very small buying in the small cap and the mid cap sectors, but majorly it is a large cap that I hold on. Of course, many of you may find that it's not an aggressive way of doing it. Well, I'm not aggressive, but I'm looking at more of capital protection and growth than just aggressive growth. Now, if you are of the mentality of looking at very aggressive growth, then probably this strategy may not work for you. But then if you are looking at protecting your capital or giving a decent return to your capital, then you could be part of a community free of cost, and you could learn, invest, and of course make sure that your money grows consistently, steadily to achieve your financial goal. So that is exactly what MPI Invest is all about. And in fact, that's exactly why we always celebrate at MPI Invest, whatever be the market condition. Right? You can see all those balloons over there. Yeah. So, yes, market. In fact, at this financial year, we are sitting with already good returns in terms of both investments and also some decent returns on the trading that we do. So, if you talk about trading, last week, in fact, my trading hit a stop loss once, but then still we could close the week with almost 0.45% return, which was a very decent return considering the way that we do in a very retarded manner. That is very slow, doing our work and then continuing to do a small trade here and there without even watching the markets continuously. So that is something which is good, I would say, at this point of time. So talking about the markets next week. So after Indian markets close on Friday, US markets have actually closed negative. So naturally that negativity has taken the Indian futures down, and that is kind of showing a gap down opening tomorrow. But then the only positive that we can expect at this point of time is that US futures have kind of slightly recovered, and we should look at more details tomorrow morning once the Asian markets are opening. Based on that, we can discuss in tomorrow morning's podcast. But then very important thing is that markets are at its crucial support zone, which is 19,500. So if at all there's another big gap down, and if it opens below 19,500, then it needs to be seen that whether the markets can actually take that support and bounce back, or will it break down. So like I always say, stock markets can never be predicted but just anticipated. And in fact, even when you're a trader trading, it is just that you take a view in your mind of the market. It's going positive or negative, whatever be the view. Once you take the view, you take a trade according to your view, and if you're right, you make profit. If you're wrong, you just cut the losses and come out of that. That is how trading works. But as a long-term investor, we don't have to worry about all these things. But I'm just telling you, this is the way trading works. So with this, I'm also telling you tomorrow, as the markets are, expected to open gap down. However, more confirmation can be given tomorrow morning during the podcast. But the way things are going, looks like the market should take some support around 19,500. In fact, 19,300 to 500 is a very important support zone. So I'm expecting the markets to kind of, this week being the monthly expiry as well, expecting the markets to kind of trade between 19,250 to 20,000 on the higher side. So 19,250 to 19,900 to 20,000 on the higher side. So this is the expectation for this week. However, I can give a confirmation only tomorrow, not exactly tomorrow also, because tomorrow is just one day of trading, and before the US markets open, Indian markets will be closed, and then we have one day holiday on Tuesday. So see, Monday evening US markets reaction and Tuesday night's US market reaction can be both together seen on Wednesday. So that is something that we need to be careful about. So I would be looking at very safe trades if I'm planning to take also based on market conditions tomorrow. But whatever it is will be updated in the community group that we have. If you're not a part of the community, of course, you could be joining the community free of cost. We also have a WhatsApp broadcast group where you get all updates frequently. So that can be joined free of cost by contacting our number on this or the WhatsApp group link that's given as per the scroll here. Well, apart from that, looking at next week, what are things to be looking at? In India, if you see, the major thing is that we've got a short week. It's a monthly expiry. So Tuesday being a holiday, we just have Monday, Wednesday and Thursday, 3 days for expiry. And out of which, of course, Wednesday and is not having an expiry because being a monthly expiry, Bank Nifty and Nifty will expire on Thursday. So the volatility is going to be really huge. At this point of time, at times, it's also good to not take any trades, to be making to be safer in such situations. So that's something that I would recommend to newbies, never to trade or until you're actually a very good expert in the market, not to trade in such situations. So geopolitical issues have not gone any further. It has not made any big moves anywhere. So it would continue to stay where it is. Similarly, but if you look at, there are some events which need to be looked at. One is, of course, the airlines results, which is coming up on the Friday. And we should also be looking at Bank Nifty, which has not been performing well in spite of good results from HDFC. So will ICICI and Kotak give some lift? That's to be seen. And the next important thing is looking at the US markets. The Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell is speaking again on Wednesday. So that needs to be focused on. And on Thursday, there is the US GDP data for Q3 coming in. So these are two important factors to be looked at from the US perspective. But overall, the markets are looking like a great time to start investing if you have not started investing. And those who are invested and have a lot of funds, it is of course time to do some SIP investment mode, because markets are at a good level to be taking a trade in, not trade, I would say investment in the market at this point of time. So that's it for now. If you have any questions regarding your investment, or want to do your portfolio reject, or even want to have a financial plan set for yourself, you could fix a free appointment on our website mpiinvest.com, and we could actually meet on a one-to-one meeting where we can discuss about your financial goals and how you can achieve that with the right investment plan. So that's what we help you with completely zero cost, but of course on a first come first serve basis. So that's it for now. This is Srikanth Rajan signing off, wishing you all a great week ahead. And being a Dasara, I would wish all of you have a happy Dasara in advance and wishing you, a good week ahead. This is Srikanth Rajan signing off. But before you leave, you know what to do. Do press the like button if you love the content that we share. So you have that like, right? So yes, press the like button if you love the content that we share. And do share the podcast with your friends and relatives to help them learn and invest together with us. This is Srikanth Rajan signing off until we catch up tomorrow morning. And for MPI Invest family, we have a meeting now at 7:30, where an in-person meeting, online meeting, where we meet and discuss about the week ahead and answer other questions from the community. Goodbye. See you.